What's happening? What's up? We'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast where Gangsta Rap lives. And this your boy Bigg Steele along with,
Yeah.
hey man, you know we were supposed to have a guest tonight, right?
I know.
It's all good.
I didn't know. You know me. They show up. They show up. They don't. They don't.
Yeah, man. You know what? I shouldn't say his name, but I am.
Oh,
You know, Rodney O was supposed to come through.
yeah. Well, maybe he had better obligations or something.
Yeah, it's all good.
We I guess we gonna say hopefully nothing serious, but sometimes motherfuckers just be like, hey, you can't help it, man. Sometimes people don't feel I guess certain things aren't as important or as of value. You get me?
Well, you know what? I don't never take this stuff personal because it ain't like we was paying him a check, busting him a check, and nothing. You know, it would have been a cool favor for us. But I think it would be cool just to call somebody and say, hey, man, I ain't going to come or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't mad, though. Shout out to Rodney Yo. Hopefully everything all right. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
It is what it is. Some people get funny with their appearances and, like I said, what they feel is important. Um, so it is what it is. Sometimes people have other obligations, or maybe he just forgot.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You know what? It's been a lot of talk, and I know we spoke on it a little bit last week, this whole beef thing that's going down. And I don't like to call it a beef, this rap battle, because I don't think nobody gonna get hurt. Hopefully not. Now Rick Ross in it. Kendrick has yet to respond, and Drake is out there. And one thing I noticed is that Drake's song hasn't went to the streaming services yet.
Yeah, I don't. Still, you got me. I don't pay attention to a lot of that goes on today. With a lot of this stuff is a lot of stuff be setups
And gimmicks, huh?
and gimmicks and ways to help.
I
Ways
almost
ways
think
to
this
help
is a part of
promote.
a marketing ploy. It could be a marketing ploy because one of the things, shout out to the homie Glass, is one of the things that me and him have been talking about lately in the event of AI. A lot of people is using AI to demo out records now. But people don't get though. You still have to go write those records. You just pretty much demoing the record out in somebody else's voice, right? Those raps still got to be wrote. And one of the things that they suspect is that Drake's song was actually written by somebody else, and he did it under AI in the earlier version, leaked or whatever, and the business never got handled. So therefore, they didn't never put it out or whatever, on the streaming services or whatever. But you never know though, dog.
Yeah, that's too much above my that's above my pay grade. Artificial intelligence and fake songs and the
How do
original.
you feel about other people writing raps though? Like, how do you feel about rappers having ghostwriters?
I mean, I myself have never used a ghostwriter. I've always been able to come up with songs or whatever, hooks, phrase, whatever. If you're true at what you do, I always tell people, come natural. You get me? It's like waking up, putting a pair of pants on, or brushing your teeth, whatever. If you're true at what you do in your craft, then um, it should be easy to pen, lyrics or whatever. But a lot of people blow their watch. They put out a good album. They might have a brain freeze or writer's block because they can't think of anything else to come up with. Once you tell that first tale or story of originality, and especially if you become successful,
Yeah, that's
it's
what I was
kind
gonna
of
say.
hard to focus, I guess, on the hard times, that you expressed or trying to make it or trying to get in or, late nights in the studios and just being serious. I mean, come on, let's face it. You turn around and get a double, triple platinum album off your first go around, start seeing a gang of money off of shows and, people wanting to with you and the successes of touring and all of that, um, you tend to forget about where you came from. You get me?
Yeah.
Then you want to push that image like I've always had it. You get me?
But you know
So
what? Like, you brought up an interesting point, though, bro. When you on the road and you got all these obligations, because the bigger you are, the more opportunities come. And you don't want to turn these opportunities down because it could be real lucrative. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Do you really have time to sit up and write raps at a certain time? Because it ain't like it was when you first got on. And me, I hold hip hop to a different regard. Like, right? I don't think it's nothing wrong if somebody come in helping you with hooks and helping you put songs together. That's a whole different thing. Like, you may get a beat that already got a hook and a bridge on it. And you just come and rap on it. I don't look at that as really nobody writing your stuff versus y'all putting together a record. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you being an MC, stuff coming out your mind, you telling the story. If somebody else writing that for you, it kind of take away from the authenticity.
Well,
And I ain't mad at it either way.
I'm
Because, we all know some of the biggest artists in the game use writers like,
I mean, yeah. I don't think it's a secret unless motherfuckers want to make it a secret. But there's a lot of artists who, you can tell that they didn't write that. You get me? Some don't feel there's any shame
oh, no.
into getting somebody else to pen a song or whatever.
I think it depends on wherever you at. Like,
Singers do it all day.
oh, yeah, for sure.
So I guess that's the aspect but then to answer your question about being too busy, I've been in positions to where, touring and movie sets, and I always manage to keep a notebook in my bag.
Well, that's what I'm saying. For some people, and this ain't no knock now, but I think everybody know by now that Snoop, other people write some of Snoop's records. Some of his biggest records don't been written by the homies. The I Want to Rock record, I think the homie Bad Luck wrote that. You feel what I mean? I know Problem done been over there putting pen to pad, but I don't think that necessarily makes Snoop a weak MC versus him just giving people opportunities sometimes,
I mean, some people are just bred for that, to being writers. Some people want to not be in that position. I don't want to be the celebrity and whatever, but I can come up with good concepts and storylines, and so we got a lot of people.
So do you think, man, you coming from the era of hip hop that you come from, man, do you think it's okay for people to be writing other people's raps? Now, I don't count Snoop in that because Snoop has been like Snoop is a whole nother level now. I don't think you would count him because he definitely wrote his own stuff when he was first coming up. And DOC, I guess DOC helped him a little bit, but that was them putting together a hit record. So I don't really count that, But if you found out like a dude like Drake, somebody else is writing Drake's raps the whole time he's been doing this, don't you think that kind of take away from his authenticity?
I have no judgment on it because if it's not really my style of music, then who am I to say what you do to get over? That's your position. And when you're an international artist like that, I'm probably sure you presented with a lot of songs from different motherfuckers.
Get it.
Camp.
And I'm a Drake fan. Like, I think Drake make incredible music. But is he a hip hop artist?
I'm like I said, I'm a different artist. I'm a reality artist. I tend to not do what is trendy and what gonna get to that status of being that type of crossover artist or whatever it is. So I don't. I don't consider artists outside of my realm to do what they do what they do. I don't know what category you want to put it in. You want to put it in the rap, whatever. You're a rapper, that's fine. But I come from a different era, and we just thought differently about certain type of music. Um, uh, just like in our era, we had the PM Dons. You get me? Uh,
Which was kind of like the
they
precursor to what Drake and
they
them doing now.
they would tell you in a minute. We hip hop artists, right? Um, they went to hip hop shows. Remember, they get confronted by because we didn't feel, and true hip hop artists didn't feel they were in the line of hip hop. You get me?
Shoot, that was a monster record they had though.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was like you said, the precursor to that era of the 1 minute we rapping on the record, then next thing you know, we're vocalizing on the record, we're singing. That was around that. Um, so when you a true hip hop artist and you come from the motherfucking trenches of hip hop, and the the basically the slave mentality of you're not welcome here. You get me? That's what hip hop went through in the beginning. You're not welcome here. Y'all got to go through the back door. You get me? Y'all got to hold y'all parties in abandoned buildings and basements. How dare you think you can come to a club and perform? You get me? We were so to have someone claim your craft, but then motherfuckers wearing weird outfits and bones and sticks through their hair and noses, and then you singing love songs on records. It kind of it defiles what you worked hard to. You get me? That ain't motherfucking hip hop. That ain't motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, getting run down by the police or trying to throw parties in empty basements just to get our sound out there and people to believe in our shit. And then you can't get a motherfucker to come along and put a dress on and make a mockery of what niggas really, you get me, tried to represent as far as bringing hip hop to the forefront. Now y'all want to make a mockery out of it?
Yeah.
Now you want to be singing on motherfucking records and calling it hip hop?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't even know if Drake can be considered a rapper because he do more singing than anything else. But his records sound good when he's a good rapper. Regardless who writing his stuff, he still got to execute it. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't really look at him like no hip hop artist like that. And I think where we at in hip hop, like I was kind of listening to them go back and forth, to him and Rose go back and forth. And I think that sometimes these cats just get so out of range of what normal people is at in life. Like they talking about like, oh, your house only worth $50 million. You got a content creator house. The average person ain't living in no $50 million house. The average person is not living in a $1 million home. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it get kind of to where it's kind of like hip hop is in this funny place now to where I think people base a lot of what they got going on by how much bread they got.
Well, we used to have braggadocious rappers. I'm this, I'm that, I'm bad, I'm the greatest. I'm we this. I got the polo this on. We got the fat dookie links. We've always had braggadocious rappers, but I think in this day and age, as far as with economy and finances and flossing is at an all-time high. You get me?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers want you to know I got some dollars. You get me? The era of being low-key and incognito, that's not that's not this generation. This generation wants you to know, nigga, I got money, I got this, and I used to tell motherfuckers all the time, it's crazy. You listen to motherfuckers. These artists, these new artists, and like you said, they bragging. My house is worth 50. Yours is only worth this. I'm flying around in a G4. You flying around in a G2. That type of
Bragging on the dude's jet, like, man, your jet is from 1978. It ain't safe. It used to be a cargo jet, you know. And it's like,
But
come on, bro. Y'all talking about riding around?
But
with jets
but
and
I always say
multi-billion-dollar
that
houses?
you as the fan are the one that put them in that position. But then they brag about what I got that you'll never have, but still stream my record. You get me? I used to not, I didn't like that. I didn't like dudes who bragged about how much they had, but then it's the average motherfucker who's spending their money on your album.
Yeah, for
And
real.
now you making them feel like, how do you feel to support that motherfucker so much when he basically telling you, nigga, you'll never be me. You
Pretty
get
much.
me? And thank you for your $20 contribution. And now I'm this, I'm that. You'll never have what I got. I got this. You ain't worth that. You an average motherfucker. And I just could never get into that type of hip hop.